It's happening right now.
Okay, first of all, we need to apologize to all of those people who are probably waiting with bated breath over the weekend for us to get on.
They were just wait. They cried. There were people crying.
People were. It was like the people in North Korea that cry over Kim Jong-un. They're like,
they promised a weekend show. Where are they?
But those bitches weren't here. That's what was happening. Mock is still sick, you guys.
You guys, I cannot shake the Rona. It really is starting to get on my nerves.
Yeah, pray for her.
So it's fine. Like I'm fine. I'm not.
No, you're not fine.
But I'm not like scary sick or anything.
Okay,
I'm not
but let's not be. We don't sugarcoat things here. We don't do that. Let's not lie. Okay, I know you're all Miss Happy Pants McGee. I'm all smiley. Look at me. It's like I have Rona and I'm still like bubbly. I get it. I know you want to be bubbly, but she's legit sick, you guys. Like, I'm
trying really hard not to be. Like, I'm willing myself to be done with this thing. And really, on Friday, I thought I was fine. I really did. And people at work said I sounded fine and I was fine. I was feeling fine. And then Saturday I woke up and I wasn't so fine again.
Yeah.
And so like I'm feeling back to where I just have like a bad cold. That's what it feels like to me, is a bad cold, except that the weird part about not being able to taste things, that part really.
You still have that?
Yeah. And it's worse. So like now I just taste, I know what things, like it's hard to explain, but like, you taste textures, right? You don't taste taste.
There's a guy. There's a guy I know that I just saw on my business trip, and he said he had it back in April. And so he said that when he would eat like lunch meat and stuff, because he loves sub sandwiches, and he would eat lunch meat, and like the texture of lunch meat just was vile to him because he couldn't taste it. Yeah. But he could feel it in his mouth. And
that's so weird.
Right.
Yeah, see, for me, it's like I thought, oh, you know what I should have for lunch on Saturday was chicken soup. I was like that. I mean, that's what you have, right? So I had chicken soup and I just tasted salt. Like I didn't taste a flavor. I could tell that it was salty and I didn't like it. And then the next day, yesterday, I was like, I want a creamy soup. Even though I won't be able to taste it, I will taste the texture, creamy. Yeah. And so that's what I can taste. I know that sounds really weird, but that's it.
I get it. It's like you want your taste back.
Oh my God. So bad. Like, cause I have cravings, which is really weird. Like yesterday I told my husband, I was like, cause they went to go drop off something at Goodwill. And I was like, I need candy corn. I just need it. I need it. And so they brought me candy corn. I taste nothing. I don't know why.
Oh my God. That's so it probably tasted like eating candle wax.
Yeah, exactly.
That's probably what you're eating.
I had the sense that it was sweet, but that was it. That
sucks.
It just sucks. It really, really sucks.
Totally sucks. Okay. So there's so much going on.
I know, and I have to do a radio show, and I have no idea.
Okay, I don't have to do a radio show. We were talking before we got on. I was like, "There's so much going on." She's like, "I have no idea," and I'm like, "Oh my God, I work a regular job now, and I know everything that's going on." And she's like, "I don't."
All I know is that Rudy has the Rona.
He's in the hospital, you guys.
Yeah, that I know.
He's in the hospital. Georgia is like a complete mess right now. With all their, you guys, listen, this fraud stuff. Like if you think like that this election was on the up and up, you are high. You are so high. And I'm so sick of these people going, we just need to move on. We just need, you can suck it. You can totally suck it, all you people saying that. Because you know what? All the people that are saying that on the left are the same people that spent 4 years doing Russia investigations, that amounted to
nothing.
And so I'm like, you know what? This is the most important thing that we do as people, as citizens out here is having Hi, Lisa. Georgia is beautiful.
Damn it.
Georgia is beautiful, Lisa. It really is beautiful. But it's the most important thing that we do is to have an election process, right? As in a constitutional republic, it's a very important.
It's pretty important.
It's kind of important, yeah. Mm-hmm. So when we have a process that is supposed to be, locked down, where we're supposed to go in there and have one person, one vote. At least that's how I feel.
But we used to be really good at this. Like, this used to not ever be a problem.
Right. Like what? And we talked about this on our show forever. We talked for the year leading up to this. We were talking about how if this is a mail-in thing, there's going to be so much fraud. And lo and behold, there was fraud. And now we've got video, and we've got people standing up on podium saying, "You guys, I saw fraud. I saw it happen. I saw this. I saw that." And then you got people on the other side saying, "Oh, these people are just crazy. They're crazy,
or they're drunk." This is what I keep hearing about, the lady with the big bun and the glasses.
That she was drunk.
Oh, like Saturday Night Live made fun of her. I mean, it's bad when SNL is making fun of like a random person who just was telling what she saw.
Okay.
That's how bad. That's how bad.
It's Matthew McConaughey actually stuck up for Republicans. Did you see that?
What? Because he was talking to, what's his name?
I don't even know who he was talking to.
Russell Brand.
Is it Russell? I was going to say, I thought it was one of the late night like losers, but Russell Brand. God, he was talking to Russell Brand.
Yeah.
How does anybody talk to Russell Brand?
I think he has a podcast.
Really?
Yeah. I think
anyway,
that's how
he kind of stuck up for Republicans. He was like, "Listen, these people and I'm paraphrasing, of course, but he's basically saying what we've been saying. We've been taking a beating for the past 4 years. Of course, we're going to want to look at the facts. We're going to want to see what happened." I mean, why wouldn't we want to do that? Liberals would have done that.
Well, and liberals should be really excited to prove that they won fair and square.
Right.
Like the fact that they're not that speaks volumes, right?
It's a red flag.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Why wouldn't Biden be like so confident in saying, you know what, go ahead and check? And why wouldn't he want to do that? Because he'd want to say, of course I won fair and square. Check it. Go ahead and check it.
Yeah. Do all your audits, do all the recounts, do
right.
it. That's what you would think that they would be saying, but no, they're like, you know what we really need to focus on right now is unity.
Yeah.
No.
No, you can take your unity and you can just roll it up in a big ball and shove it right up your butt. You can do that right now.
That's right.
I have no interest in your unity.
Mm-mm.
No.
But that's what they're saying.
Battered wife syndrome right there.
I do know one really important news item.
Tell me. Does it have to do with sex robots, Mock?
No, it does not.
No? I'm shocked.
I did have a sex robot story on the air last week. What was it? The dude, we talked about it. You and I talked about it. The Kazakhstan guy.
The guy from Kazakhstan that married the sex robot. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'm sure he's very, very happy.
I'm sure he is too.
Yeah.
And remember how like the article about it was like, on the wedding day, the bride seemed a little stiff on the wedding day.
You were so tickled by that.
I know, I love it. But no, that's not my news. But it's very sad news. I know because that you had to have been a fan of Laverne and Shirley.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Wiggy is dead.
Died, you guys.
He died.
Remember whenever she would say something kind of weird, he'd be like, hello. And he'd walk in.
I loved that show.
I love that show too. It's like the end of it.
Died.
So many ends of eras over the past year. Like 2020 has just been
the worst.
It really has been the worst year, you guys. It's been so bad. I don't know about you guys, but I'm looking forward to this year just being over. I know that a lot of people are. Not that 2021 is just like miraculously going to be better, but it's just, I've never looked forward to a year being over as much as I've looked forward to this year being over.
Yeah. I think it's a universal thing. I mean, I don't know of anybody that's had like a great 2020.
Yeah.
How do you do that? How do you do that?
Like there's somebody that that's like, this has been the best year ever. That's so great for me.
So even if you did like somehow manage to have a good year, you shouldn't say it out loud.
No.
You know what I mean? Keep that to yourself.
You're going to get punched. You're going to get punched in the face. You're so going to get punched. Yeah. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that's happening that is like super, because listen, all the Georgia stuff, I know Georgia is like the most important election right now.
Do you know why why did Purdue not show up for the debate?
I don't know. Somebody's going to have to tell us that. I personally feel like that was dumb.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, how do you do that? This is the most important Senate election of all time, and you're just
Yeah.
not going to show.
Yeah,
I could not believe it.
especially since dude on the left is able to say, hey, you know what, he felt like, you know, he owns this seat and he doesn't own the seat, and you know, how arrogant is that? Well,
Yeah.
he's able to say that, I mean, because he sort of needs to show up and debate.
Yeah.
Yikes, that was bad.
Now there were, you know, because there's always people, there's always conservatives, and listen, I love an optimistic person, but when I saw the spin from some conservatives on social media that were saying this is amazing strategy on David Perdue's part, because it really demonstrated how inexperienced and awful the Democrat candidate was. He just hung him out to dry all by himself, and I was like, really? Is that what he did?
I don't think that was a. I don't
think that's
know.
what he
I
did.
feel like maybe like missed his bus or something. Yeah, it's like that was wondering like what is happening with this guy.
It's never no shows are not ever good,
especially when they're public servants.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, we pay you to show up and debate, dude. Like, get your ass up there and debate. Like, go do that. Do your job. That's what you're supposed to do. Like, at the very least, get up, drink your coffee, and go up there and do your job. It's an
hour. Like, go do the thing for an hour. I mean, come on.
I mean, you get paid a lot of money to do that, so go do it. I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of I don't want to say they're not riots, the protests that have been happening over the weekend with all these business owners. The restaurants, the gym owners that have gotten in on it, all the people who are just fed up. It's about freaking time.
Well, and the woman in LA.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I was so mad when I saw her video. I mean, I just could not take it. This woman who tries to have outdoor patio seating, did all the right things to have her outdoor patio seating, had all the tables 7 feet apart, did all the things. They said, nope. Garcetti was like, no, you can't do that. And then immediately they open up this Hollywood production set and set up tents with seating to eat outdoors for their crew and all that stuff. Because of course you got to have the movies, you got to make the films. Yeah. And this woman has to shut down her business. I could not believe it. Well, I was so mad for her.
It just shows you the dichotomy between, you know, like the big box stuff, like the Walmarts and the Targets and the Costco's and all the stores that have been able to stay open. Right. And then like these little small businesses have been completely destroyed. These people aren't allowed to stay open and feed their families and have a livelihood. And they have, I mean, these businesses who have probably, some of these businesses have been around. We've seen them in Indianapolis that have been around for 20, 30 years that have been completely destroyed by government. Mm-hmm. Yet the big box stores are open. What the hell? How is that okay? It's not okay. And then listen, for the first 6 to 9 months, they went ahead and they abided by the rules. They said, okay, government, we'll do what you tell us to do. People are like, we're not doing it anymore. We're done. Like I have nothing else to lose. You've destroyed me. So I'm done. I'm not going to do it anymore. And thank God, you know, I'm watching that over the weekend and I'm thinking, good for them for standing up, because, you know, Mock and I have a little business and, you know, we've been our story is a little different because we've been squelched by, you know, Facebook and we've been squelched in different ways, you know, in a different way. But if we were squelched by government, I would be like, F you, you know, we have nothing. I would do exactly what those people did. If we were a brick and mortar and we were shut down by government, I can't imagine, my response would have been exactly the same. Yeah. It would have been exactly the same as those people. Because if you have nothing else, if you have to pay your bills based on that business, like if we wouldn't have had peripheral things to keep us afloat and that was it, and what else are you going to do? It's not fair what they're doing to small businesses, and people who don't own small businesses don't get it. No, they simply don't get it. They're saying. Well,
that's why it's so easy for governors and mayors to do this, because it's no skin off their back. They're getting a paycheck from us.
They're getting a paycheck from those people.
Yeah,
that's what's so asinine. They're getting a paycheck from the very people that they're shutting down.
And then they go and they tweet about how you got to support small business. Seriously?
Oh my God! Yeah, Kamala.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Sue
Kamala.
Nunez sent us a $9.99 super sticker.
That's sweet.
Thank you, C. Nunez.
That is very, very sweet.
But that woman that did the video in LA, I was so glad she did it because I felt like I mean, it's literally steps away from where she was trying to have her patio dining. She's showing what had been approved by Garcetti
and
with that production set.
The visual was stunning.
Yeah.
It's one thing when you say it to people, but when you show it to people, people are like, "Holy crap!"
Yeah,
that's not fair because it's the same exact thing. And when people see it with their own eyes, you can't dispute that. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're some raging liberal who's just like, well, I mean, you got to do it for the safety. You know, you don't. What do you want to kill grandma?
Oh my God, I'm so sick of that.
Yeah, how can you dispute that? You can't. This is just government overreach, plain and simple. That's what it is. It's them trying to take control, and you cannot dispute it at this point because when you see the visual of that, there's nothing else you can do to explain that away.
Yeah. Did you see? Remember, like Tea Party favorite Rick Santelli? How he had that big, God, remember that speech that was so early on when we had started our site, like forever, 2009, something like that, where he was on the floor of the stock of the
oh my God,
stock
yes.
market, making that big speech.
Yep.
So he got into a fight on CNBC with some liberal clown who was like, you know, he was complaining about the very same thing that you said, like that Walmarts and Lowe's and all these big box stores are allowed to be open while all the mom and pop stores are shutting down. And this clown was literally so smug to him and trying to make it sound like it is science that says people in a Walmart cannot get the virus, but they can if they go to a restaurant. What? And Santelli's like, there's no science. There's literally no science that says that. Yeah. And this guy's fighting him on that. But he was doing it in this way that is so typical of the left, where they will make it's gaslighting, where they will make him look like the crazy person for having the audacity to suggest that people expose themselves to a virus, which only happens in a restaurant and not in a Walmart. Yeah. And Santelli was like, no, you're not being honest about this. And this guy was like, I'm so sorry to our audience. I'm so sorry that he is giving you this misinformation, but we're following the science on this program. And so, I mean, it was unbelievable because there is no science that makes make any sense.
Yeah. Show me the clinical study. Yeah. Show it to me. Yeah. Because it doesn't exist. It's full of crap. You know, speaking of misinformation, I do our Instagram, right? I handle our Instagram, which by the way, is still not blue check marked. I probably need to do that because we're like almost to 300,000 on Instagram. I probably should blue check mark it at some point. You guys, if you're not following us, follow us at Chicks on Right on Instagram and follow us on Twitter too.
Oh my gosh. Grant Fowler. Grant Fowler just sent a $20 super sticker.
Grant?
That's so nice. God,
very, very sweet.
My heart.
Help Mock get some NyQuil. So anyways, on Instagram this weekend, I always, I put up memes and stuff like that. By the way, I put up a picture of us from 10 years ago with our first photo shoot for Chicks on the Right from 10 years ago. Oh my gosh. And I put, you guys, when you compare us like to other people out there in the conservative sphere, just remember we were doing this long before like a lot of other people. Like we're like the old broads in this town. Like we've been doing it. I said we got t-shirts older than most of these kids. So anyways, on Instagram, I noticed when I was doing some searches for different things over the weekend, I was searching for, some of the stuff out there for COVID and for the protests and stuff like that were happening over the weekend. Everything was flagged on Instagram. It's so interesting how when you do a search for COVID, when you do a search for the elections, anything that has to do with the elections where you feel like there's fraud, because there was obviously fraud in our election. I mean, it's pretty obvious to anybody with half a freaking firing synapse in their brain that there was fraud in our election. If you have any sort of critical thinking skills whatsoever, right? Well, it flags it. I mean, there's like a little red thing, a red bar at the top on Instagram that says, like this is basically like it's false information or beware of false information. I mean, it flags everything.
Yeah.
So if you're an idiot, if you're a moron, what is happening? Somebody just gave us another freaking money.
Aaron Kovac. A $27.99.
Oh my God.
Sticker.
So if you're an idiot and you have no critical thinking skills, you're on Instagram and you're thinking, oh my God, this is like, there is no fraud. Like, this is all bad information. And they block stuff. They make it so you can't.
You have to do an extra click.
Right.
Like if you really want to see this, even though we're telling you shouldn't, go ahead and click it.
So Instagram does this, Facebook does this,
Twitter too.
Okay, because I don't like Twitter. It's the 13th circle of hell. I don't get on it. But
it does.
So Twitter does it too.
Well, and they do these thing where they say this is disputed. So the information that you're seeing in this tweet is disputed, and click here to get the real story about what's going on with the election. That's what they do.
Yeah, the real story is their version of what they want to feed you. It's all a bunch of crap, you guys. They're feeding you crap. They're feeding you false information. So imagine if you were like a teenager or a millennial, no offense against millennials, but imagine if you were like a I don't know, 16-year-old, 17-year-old, 20-year-old, and you're impressionable and you're trying to find information about like election fraud. You're getting fed what they want you to believe. It's all a bunch of crap. It's censorship. It's misinformation. This is fake news. And it happens not just from the mainstream media, but it happens on social media, and it's being fed to our kids. It's being fed to that generation. This is why I get so disillusioned with our media. It's gross. They're just a propaganda machine. It's just gross. So make sure that you're telling your kids, don't believe anything. I tell my youngest daughter that all the time. Our older kids already know that because they're both conservative and they get it. But our 10-year-old, I'm like, don't believe anything that you read, because they feed you garbage. You have to think critically, honey. You have to think critically, and you have to start training your kids early to do that.
And that's sad that now we have to have this extra layer of education where we're saying, okay, yeah, you're going to see what's happening on the news, but then you have to actually go and check it against other sites, other places that aren't invested in keeping a democratic administration.
Right.
It's so frustrating.
Because it's like,
trust the news. Because
it's freaking communist China now.
Yeah. Speaking of which, China is trying to say, I saw this headline and I was like, China, come on, China. China is trying to suggest now that COVID originated in Australia.
Oh my God.
And the reason that they're saying that, they're trying to say, well, because it came from Australia when they were exporting steak.
What in the? I hope Australia is like, I hope that they throw down with China over that.
Well, Australia too. I'm a little irritated at some people in Australia because they are now saying, look, you guys, we locked down, because they seriously locked down. Like, you were not allowed to do anything in Australia for months.
Yeah.
And so we locked down like really, really hard. And now there's like 47 cases of coronavirus in the whole entire continent. I mean, like, look at how good it worked to lock things down. And everybody, like, here, we look at them and we're like, dude, you're about to start summer. You're literally moving into the warm months. There is a connection. The same thing happened here, and we didn't have to lock all the way down. But when in the summer months, that's when viruses taper off. This isn't rocket science. This is not anything new. Right. But like, there's leftists in Australia saying, see why you have to lock down. See, you can suck it, Australians.
Yeah, lockdowns didn't work for us. And if listen, we there are a lot of places here, like in I don't know, in Indianapolis even, we wore masks a lot. Like, everybody wore masks in our office. People are
wearing them more than ever.
Right. People wore them in counties. I mean, they had like their county ordinances to wear masks. People did it. It didn't freaking work, you guys. It's like, so I don't understand. It's a definition of insanity to keep doing the same thing over and over again. I don't. What are we doing? Like, the lockdowns and the masks. I'm not saying that you shouldn't wear masks. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I find it really interesting that like they, this whole Biden thing of you have to wear it for 100 days. Okay, well then what happens on the 102nd day?
Right. That's
what
again,
happens.
This is why everything is so stupid right now.
It is so dumb. It's like what happens then, Dr. Biden?
And speaking of stupid, there's a story that I have in our show lineup today about this Ohio high school where their wrestling season has started. And so this is an actual rule now. They are allowed, the wrestlers are allowed to wrestle, right? Like you literally have, another dude's sweaty leg around your neck, and that is fine.
Yeah, like his balls are in your face. Right? It's like
you got balls in your face.
Right in your face. Yeah. And it's no big deal. No COVID there. No.
They cannot shake hands.
No, it's fine. Balls in the face are fine.
It's fine.
But don't shake his hand,
No handshaking, you guys.
No handshaking.
Because that'll spread the Rona.
It's fine.
Right there is going to give you all the Rona.
It's fine. Just don't shake hands.
This is an actual thing that's happening. I mean, I'm not making this up. This is an actual story.
I know. Because science. I bet you Dr. Fauci thought of that rule. Listen, the balls in the face are fine, you guys. Just don't shake hands. Just wear a mask when you shake hands, but then take the mask off when the balls are in the face. And then make sure that when you walk into a restaurant, wear your mask to your table.
Right.
Then take your mask off.
Yeah.
And then do all the eating and drinking.
Newsom says you should also wear a mask in between bites. Here's my question though about masks in general.
That's right.
Because like what do scientists who do believe in the, in the efficacy of masks, what do they think people are doing when they get to the table? Like, where does science say you're supposed to place your mask while you're eating? Or
I shove it in my purse at the bottom of my purse,
right,
where it can get all the crud on it.
But what are you supposed to like? What do they do? They think people are carrying around like some sort of sterile case that they place their masks in? What? This is so dumb.
Do you have anything sterile in your purse at all? Because there's nothing sterile. There's nothing sterile in my purse.
No,
my daughter, she was like, "Mom, I need a mask." We went somewhere yesterday. I think it was like Menards or something. And I'm like, she was like, "Mommy, I need a mask." And I was like, "Oh yeah, crap. I have it in my purse." I pulled it out. She was like, "Mommy, this is disgusting." And I was like, "I know. It is disgusting. Just put it on your face.
Breathe it in, baby.
We have to. It in. I was like, there's like makeup and just garbage. There's like garbage on the inside of it. I was like, just put it on your face, honey. We have to go into Menards. Just put it on. It's fine. You're fine. Just suck it up. It's like
dumb.
It is. It's like the new rub some dirt on it. This is like the new 2020 version of like momming. You're just like, just shove that nasty mask on your face. You're fine. You're gonna get tuberculosis. It's fine.
But I genuinely want to know what scientists are saying. Like, if they could have it the way that they really want it, if Dr. Fauci himself could have us wear masks in the way that he wants us to wear them, would we be carrying around like some sort of sterile case to put the mask into when we take it off?
I don't think he knows. I think he makes all of it up as he goes along, Mom.
Aren't they supposed to prevent the droplets anyway? So, like, if you sneeze or cough into your mask, then theoretically, shouldn't you change it out? So does that mean that we're supposed to have like 6 masks on hand in a sterile case at all times?
Probably.
I really want to know what he would like us to do.
Yeah, probably. Or you have like one of those packs of like disposable ones and you just grab a new one like every minute of every day.
Yeah.
Because we're all made of money.
Right.
Let me especially the people who they've shut down the businesses for.
Yeah.
Those people who are basically, living they're destitute now because of the government.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and force them to like keep buying masks over and over and over again. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. You gotta go. She's gotta go, you guys.
I gotta go because they're gonna be checking my sound for the show.
Look at her. You guys pray for Mock because she still feels like crap.
I feel all right. I do feel fine. I just don't.
She's lying. She's lying.
No, I do. I really do feel much better than I did yesterday. I just don't feel perfect. Is all. I don't feel.
This is what she does, though. She's like, "I'm fine. I'm fine," and then she's like hacking up a lung. So this is what she does. So just make sure you're saying prayers for her because she won't.
Thank you.
She won't ask for like this is what she. This is what she does. So hopefully she'll be better in the next couple days. Anyways, you guys, bring it in.
Bring it in.
I missed you guys so much.
I know. I'm so glid we're back to a schedule. Like back to doing this.
I miss the schedule. Like I don't like traveling for business at all. Make no mistake. It's so nice to be
she had
back.
to wear a blazer for her photograph.
You guys, we so have to talk about that tomorrow. We do. You guys, I had to wear a blazer.
Okay. Yeah, we got because I gotta go. I really gotta go.
All right, we gotta go. We'll talk about that tomorrow, you guys. We love you. Have a great day. We'll talk to you tomorrow.